Hello and welcome to SteveKnows. It's exciting times as we count down the minutes until Bonelab is available on Quest and PCVR platforms. The recent gameplay trailer and node video for the PC version showcased quite a lot around what's to come in this experience, such as on-the-fly body physics, body sims, go-karting, the game modes and the visuals. But now we get a nice glimpse, a short video for the Quest platform visuals, and we can now do a comparison. Previously, we did have some screenshots of the game available for comparison taken off the Steam and the Quest stores, and the Quest game is actually visually impressive for its standalone hardware. So let's take a look at the images and then we'll take a look at the newly released gameplay for the Quest platform and do some comparisons. So starting off with the null bodies, the PCVR glow is much deeper, there is more saturation and exposure. The lines are also glowing so bright that they are white, and the body is glowing orange. On Quest, this is so evidently dulled down, so the glow has an orange hue, but the model itself is very dark and ashy, so it's safe to say lighting will be downgraded, especially by looking at the light and its points of reflection, and this was expected on standalone. This crowbar shot may remind you of a certain game. In this shot, the lighting once again is an issue looking at the exit sign. The Quest version is very matted and you can clearly see that it says exit, but the PC version, because this is a backlit sign, is slightly exposed. But the number of assets on scene here remain the same, which is great to see, hinting that you're going to have a very similar experience and the world is still going to feel abundant and used. Also a reminder that the physics in this game on PC and Quest will be an exact match. Brandon did say that the CPU on the Quest is actually good enough for this, it's just the graphical power is a bit harder to squeeze anything decent out of. So you will have the same physical experience, but not the same visual one on standalone hardware, which is still really impressive. This is one of my favourite shots though, it clearly shows that the Quest is working some magic with some very decently detailed textures, although again the lighting is not the same, but the environment and the skeleton are maintaining very similar looking assets, if you ignore the lighting of course, and not lose yourself in this endless abyss of a nose. This shot also shows there's some ashy blur to the Quest platform, which you may have seen in older console shooters. It just doesn't have the same crisp lines and shine as the PC version, but this is all expected. And this is even more evident at the gun range. Although the PC shot also looks a little unrefined here, the Quest, it's still providing impressive hand models when looking at the structure and the detail of those arms. There are still some lighting effects prevalent on the Quest platform, though if you look at the walls, it's not a complete matte shot. And saving the best till last, this Quest shot is gorgeous for standalone hardware. The giveaway though that it is not running on a PC is if you look at the fingers, they are very low resolution and have some pixelated edges. But the environment, I'm not so sure people could tell the difference at a first glance until we start zooming in and looking at the finer details. But as I said before, inside the headset and in motion, these visuals can look very, very different. So I think it's enough time talking about the imagery, let's compare the in-motion and finally released gameplay of PC and Quest. This is a fast-paced trailer showing that you can be so badass on Quest. The capture quality though of the Quest seems to be reducing the quality of play here, just to be aware, and of course upload compression because this was posted on Twitter. It's also likely the game is so intense that it can't handle a high bitrate, high frame rate 16:9 capture smoothly. I am speculating, but the game is definitely demanding, so it could be that. The full body avatars look great though, the tattoos are really defined, I also see muscle definition. There is also some reload assistance, which is definitely going to help keep up the pace. You see those clips sliding right into the gun, so smooth. This also looks like a zombie survival game mode, as the gnolls look like they're undead if we look rather closely. They're glowing blue. The gnolls also look like they're very unwell if we look closely. There seems to be things to unlock in this mode as well, based on this and the control panel in the center of this room. So I'm expecting a survival mode that has some additional objectives like transit from Black Ops 2. The orange things on the floor look like they propel you up into the air as well, super high, in order to get to other areas of the map. Because if we look briefly as he ascends, the map looks way bigger than this one area that the trailer is showing. Also, the music in this trailer, the OST is looking to be incredible. I hope they drop a vinyl. We also see blood splatters from each hit, also some particles in the lights that are glowing on the floor, and the wood also has some particles whilst he breaks through that door. So there are some small things here to make the game feel a bit more alive. Overall though, the visuals don't seem to be as great as the still images that we had saw, but I have tons of experience with capture and I honestly think this may be down to the Quest default capture limitations. Also, seeing things in motion and inside the headset are vastly different. We also got a price for the game though with this. They said this is going to be $39.99, so nearly $40 or £30 in the UK, which is on the expensive side, but my view is I'm happy to pay for games that deliver like this. Instead of tech demos for $10, I'm happy to pay $40, $50, $60 if they're going to deliver on a great game. It's time VR starts whipping out some of the big guns that we know it can. Wow, this game looks so good and so much fun to play on Quest. Now I'm just going to let the trailer play through so you can enjoy it in its entirety and try not to get too excited. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video, getting caught up on the latest and greatest. I can't wait for the drop of Bonelab. Be sure to stick around because I'll be showing it off on the channel. Have a great week. Happy gaming, guys. Good day.